So Yvonne's gone out, and she has a group she goes to on Tuesdays. She's missed the last 2 meetings. I told her, you come to the meeting next week or you're out. Woo. But interesting thing happened today. 2 million views. Now, I don't talk a lot about the subscriber counts. I keep it on the board, my other board, not this board. We're over 8,500, 2 million views. There is a reassurance I get out of this. There's uncertainty at my work. There's a lot of people who are panicked that there's an ownership change, and when ownership changes, even though we're a union business, that new company can come in and say, well, the wage structure under the old company sure was generous. We're not going to be as generous. And no matter what the union does in our behalf, we could end up with a wage cut. It happens. Certain parts of the economy feel the pinch more, and people ask them, what do you do? Well, I work in a warehouse, meat processing. I've always worked with well, not always. I've spent 16 years of my adult life working with meat products, first poultry and now with beef and pork. And it is an industry that pollutes a lot. I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to, say, oh, it's not that bad. It is. And the more data I see on it, the more I'm like, man. But it puts food on my table. It pays my bills. And it's a job. And if I have a chance to get out of it and find something better long term, then I will. So 2 million views, 8,500 subscribers, and a lot of subscribers, I am very grateful to say, are not skipping ads. That's how the ad revenue comes in for YouTube hosts like myself. I know when the adpocalypse hit in March, it hit me. It didn't hit me as hard as the big channels. When they were publicizing, here's how much money I make, and I'm looking at them going, wow, I made more money than he did on that day. And he has over 1 million subscribers. Wow. So even though my ad revenue dropped, it didn't drop as much. Part of the reason why I don't swear on my channel is because your videos, when they're family friendly, are not going to get flagged and demonetized. I used to swear a lot, and there are still times that I slip. And I slipped the last time I talked about this. I'm not going to slip today. Even though I'm having a lot of personal issues this week, which are completely out of my control, but they still suck. I discussed it on my Patreon. I discussed it here too in the video where I drunkenly talked about my YouTube kid. And I'm very proud to say there are currently 41 applications for me to have a YouTube son. So I'm starting to think about a prize, and there will be a perk. I'm considering naming 2 because there's so many people that have applied. I'm like, maybe I'll name 2. It may be a son and a daughter. It may be 2 sons. I don't know, but it's a fun little thing, and I think there could be a fun little perk out of it. I'm considering whoever comes through and wins it, that I'll exchange cell phone numbers with these people, and we can text back and forth and text about hockey, whatever they want, which could be fun, depending on where they are. If they're in the States, I don't think our plan covers texting to the US unless I install Magic Jack, and then I think I have to have another number. It's weird. But if they're in Canada, then it's not a big deal. I can verify those details with Yvonne. I just hopped onto her plan when we started going out. But the 2 million views and the 8,500 subscribers give me a chance at an opportunity. I was talking to one of the retail representatives for lids locally here, and she informed me that there's the potential that if I'm interested in a job, that one could open up, and not necessarily just the hi, welcome to lids kind of job, because that's minimum wage, $10.85 an hour. I'm currently making a lot more than that. That would be stupid. But it's the kind of opportunity that could be important. And here's the thing. I've discussed the the merits of wanting to cut back on my time at my current job and spend more time talking to you guys, do more videos, get more in depth, get more sleep, get more in depth. Part of the reason why there's certain videos of mine that, you know, my logic goes out the window is because I might be running on 4 hours sleep. I might have had no time for research for a video, and I'm just throwing it out there. And then after, I'm like, oh wow, that was really how did I miss that? And I have those moments. The subscribers right now are at, last time I checked, 8565. I had set 5,000 as a big goal. I had said when I hit 5,000, I'm going to start looking at maybe cutting my hours at work and figuring out a way to get my own benefits through myself, which you can do. You have private options. But you know, the benefit of having it at work is the benefits are usually better. I don't know that my benefits are actually better than what I would get if I self-financed, but they're cheaper. But I mean, my paycheck, if you saw my gross and you saw my net, you know what? I'm going to prove this. So for anybody in the States who's ever thought, hey, I want to go to Canada, it's a great place to go. All right, my gross pay on the paycheck I'm looking at here, which was from February, actually. So my gross pay, $1,298 for 2 weeks. Booyah, that's good money. My net pay, $953. Oh, I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. Because you have federal tax, $145. I have my medical. See, when people say Canadian medical's free, no, it's not. We have single payer. But you pay and then you don't have to worry about it. You go to the emergency room and you're like, oh my god, I'm going to take out a loan. $31 a paycheck for my medical. My pension. $36 a paycheck. And the pension sucks. Long-term disability. $25. Social club. Oh, I gotta get that off of there. That's not a government thing. That's a work thing. If you're in the social club, you can go to the Christmas party. And union dues. $22. Yeah, that's. Oh, I missed a couple. I'm like, I missed something. Oh yeah. EI, $21. And Canadian pension plan, $59. So, if I took a job at Lids where I make less money, but all these deductions drop as well, the girl who's working there, I told her how much money I get here and how much money I end up with, and she said, I make the same amount of money as you do, and I don't make anywhere near the amount of money per hour. And I just nodded and went, yeah, I know. This is madness. Absolute sheer madness. I remember when I went from part-time to full-time, and I knew because my pay dropped $150 my first check as a full-timer. I actually went upstairs like, wait, what happened here? They're like, oh, well, you got this and this and this and this. And I'm like, holy crap. So why am I talking about this? Well, because if I have control over this, and because of you guys and gals out there, and if I can get a job where I make, I don't know, $1,500-$1,600 a month, if I clear $1,500-$1,600 a month, and thanks to what this channel has brought me, I'm fine. I can't buy jerseys anymore. That is money that basically means, okay, any money I've made goes straight into budgets. And my jersey days are over. Unless this channel keeps growing. And I have no reason to believe it will stop growing. But I can't bank on it. Literally, I can't bank on it. But the beauty is that if this offer had been made to me, where a girl says to me, hey, we might have a job opening, but the pay's going to suck. I would have had to say, sorry, no. But think about it. If I worked at Lids, I mean, sir, how much free advertising have I given Lids? How well would I do in an interview with somebody who's from corporate? Because they want to know that, you know, the brands, you know, the products, you know, their website. I'm on it every day. It's one of my favorite sites. I visit my channel. I visit Lids. I visit Facebook. Facebook's not even ahead of Lids and eBay, and this site I think would be the top 3. So my page to see how things are going, eBay to see what's on sale and if I can get a deal, and Lids to see what's on sale and if I can get a deal. It's an exciting time, and I have all of you to thank for it, even those who don't like me. And there are people who subscribe to this channel and don't like me. There are people who don't subscribe to this channel and watch my videos and don't like me. And even if you're skipping the ads, because you're like, I'm not giving them ad revenue. Watching videos, the view counts, YouTube notices, that kind of stuff. This guy's being watched. And with my other channel, which is to do with TV and movies, it is really hard to get a channel off the ground. Just past 200 subscribers on that one. And most of those subscribers are the same people that have been here to get me the 2 million views. Probably at least 150 of them are out of this number. And I'm very grateful. Before I can talk about today's stuff, and there's some stuff to talk about in today's hockey, because there's some interesting angles going on. We're really at a crossroads here. I know people have been concerned in the past when I've talked about this, where they've said, "Oh, you can't bank on that money," and it's true. At any point in time, something can happen with this platform, and that money could just disappear. But the nice thing about having subscribers, viewers, it gives me a social media platform from which I can move and I can do other things. So you guys have been awesome. And thank you for helping me get to this level. Get to the point where I am currently, at least the last time I checked, this channel is 1,435 subscribers away from 10,000. I never thought that would happen. Ever. I never thought this channel would get anywhere near that. There was a time when this started out, it was just my personal blog, and I think I had maybe 10 subscribers. And I couldn't figure out why I had anybody subscribing. Every now and then I get a notification. I used to get notifications every time I got a new subscriber, and I'd be like, wait, why did they subscribe to me? I don't know. But it was fun. It was fun. And now you guys have made it a ton of fun. And I really have to mention here, this week on a personal level has been the most tumultuous week in my life in a very, very, very long time. My son deciding to move out has been the most traumatic experience I've had since my wife left me. And a combination of this channel and the woman I have in my life are the only reason I'm not a complete basket case right now. So there's people who are thumbing down my contest to name a hockey guy's son or daughter. And I'm considering expanding it to 2 winners because, seriously, the response so far has been awesome. Keep sending in your entries too. Because seriously, it has been so much fun to read some of these. Like, I have been laughing out loud at some of these. Come on. Turn around, turn around, turn around. There we go. At Gmail. I can't do the at symbol very well at all. It's just a squiggle. So thgcontest@gmail.com. You want to be my YouTube son or daughter, and there will be a perk. There will be a perk awarded. I can say right now that for the 2 winners, I will give them my cell number so that we can text back and forth and talk about hockey, trades, free agency, that kind of thing. And I'm toying with the idea as well, depending on where the person is. I mean, if it's somebody in Vancouver or somebody around there, and depending on age as well, having, sitting down to have a coffee, meeting somewhere to sit down to have a coffee, and then for people who are younger, so for those of you who've entered and you're in the teens phase, that coffee obviously would not be a one-on-one. That would be, you know, bring your parents out. I'll have coffee for everybody, and it'd be fun. It'd be fun to. It's always fun for me to see people who are subscribers. Even just, you know, at Metropolis Mall last week when a guy just on the way by goes, "Hey, hockey guy," or "Yo, hockey guy." I'm like, really? That was a drive-by. That was fun, and that made me happy. So while the personal turmoil going on with me has been extremely rough, and when I'm at work, there's times where I feel like there's a weight on my chest, and I can barely breathe because of this. Because I put a lot of pressure on myself as a parent, and feeling like what more could I have done is terrible. I wish that on nobody. But this channel and my wife to be have absolutely saved me again. So I know this is longer than my usual video. This is more behind the scenes and not as in character over the top as my usual stuff. And I swear I don't drink before my videos. Yeah, I had a drink on Saturday. It was one big drink. I don't drink as a general rule. There's still a bottle of Apple Crown sitting there with that little drizzle left in it from when my son decided to take half the bottle. I didn't drink it. He did. And he brought back the little drizzle after I told him off for it. So, anyways, that's as behind the scenes as I want to get. But I thank you for this. I thank you for this. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for your comments. This has been an amazing ride. It's been a little over a year since this channel really got itself going, and I owe each and every one of you. So yeah, I am looking to give back. And figure out a way to do that. One thing with my son gone, it's one less distraction. When you're trying to do something like this, and in the back of your mind you're like, I haven't heard from my kid in 2 days. I haven't seen him. I don't know if he's okay. He's not answering my texts. It's really hard to discuss the Canucks, the Rangers, the Bruins, the Canadians, to discuss all the stuff that's going on while the back of your head you're like, I haven't heard from my kid in 3 days now. Is he dead? Is he okay? Is he in the hospital? I have had those days where I've gone out just roaming, just not knowing where to go, because he could be anywhere. He's 17. He could go anywhere. So, you know, it's a stress I no longer have, but still, it's hard as a parent. So if you have kids, you understand that kind of stress. If you've been through that kind of thing, and if you haven't, you don't want it. You just don't. So, anyways, if you want to be my new son or daughter through YouTube, and I want to stress too, for anybody who thinks that this means I've given up on my son, that's not true. He is doing what he feels he has to do. I think it was the wrong decision. He never asked me. He never came to me about what was going on. I think there are other ways to handle it. But it's his life. And he is almost 18, and he needs to be able to make these decisions for himself. So I applaud him for doing what he thinks is right. Whether I agree with it or not doesn't matter. Certainly my parents have never agreed on pretty much anything I've ever done with my life. So it runs in the family. And maybe one or two YouTubers can be a part of mine. So 41 entrants at last I looked. 2 million plus views. 8565 subscribers. That inspires me. And I hope the videos that I do today, while I have the place to myself, will be the kind that meet with your standards as the viewers, and that you guys keep coming back, because I love each and every one of you, even those who can't stand my stuff and complain constantly, because you're a part of what this is too. And for the record, I have unbanned people after I've banned them. It has happened. I go through the banned list regularly and go, I'll unban, because it's hard. It's hard to know where that line is and when you cross it. So I do my best not to not to take people out of the channel that shouldn't be out. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. I apologize for the length of this video. I do. But I just felt like at this number and with the stuff that happened today, I needed to get that off my chest before I can get into what I need to get into today. So thank you very much for your patience, and I will reward it from here on for the rest of this evening.